Success is a concept everyone wants to chase or everyone chases. But the way the society determines success is quite different. And the way the society measures success is quite different from how a lot of people see or observe success to be. However, for women particularly, the way society determines success for women is quite and totally different. And this is me asking this morning that truly success is it being qualified by the level of your marriage or by the level of you building your family, having children, or does it really involves your professional milestones in terms of your career, in terms of your growth, in terms of your education? And this is what we're going to be talking about this morning. What exactly is success, and what exactly is success to you? I'm going to be asking Chayom this morning. I think she's going to tell us a whole lot concerning success. Now, this particular actress has come out to say that, Etinosa, has come out to say that if you're married, you have kids, it is not an achievement yet. Okay, let's watch this video.
Teach my daughter anything. I will teach her how to respect herself, how to value herself. Because a woman who respects herself can never be disrespected by anyone. And then another valuable lesson I'll teach her is marriage is not an achievement. Having children is not an achievement. She will do whatever she wants to do at her own time, at her own pace.
What's one advice you give to a girl child pursuing career in either entertainment or other walks of life?
I feel we women need to work twice as hard to get the recognition or applause of what a man will work half as hard for. So as a woman, you need to be on top of your game. You need to close your ears to people who say, oh, she didn't get it by merit. She went to sleep with somebody. Don't see, woman would never call her shower for this life. That means she's not successful. So block your ears to the noise, stay grounded, stay focused, study people who have made it ahead of you. Do not envy, be inspired. If I don't teach my daughter anything, I will teach her how to respect herself, how to value herself. Because a woman who respects herself.
Etiosa has shared a candid perspective on what success is, especially to a girl child, a female child. That's if you want to be successful, they must have called you a labeled name in the society, and you must have worked twice more than what a man could have done in the society. But this makes me to ask, because I really don't want to take her out of context. I think our choice of words are not really appropriate, because I understand where she's coming from, right? I understand what the message she's trying to send across. But there are some words, or there are some choices of words that probably she could have used that might not have gone out of context, in the extent of where she made use of these Ashawo words that until they've called you that particular name, that means you're not yet successful. But do you think that's truly the ideal way in the society?
The definition of success to everybody is unique to the definition that they have given to success itself, right? However, their average standard of what you define as successful. And I want to use one word that she made use of. She mentioned and used the word achievement. Achievement. You know, she went for that to say that she would tell her child that marriage is not an achievement. She would also tell her child that giving birth is not an achievement. So for her, that is a definition to what achievement should be. While for another person, you know, whenever I see things like this, what saddens me the most, or what breaks my heart the most, or whenever it is a better story, is that a lot of people listen to these people, and the things that some of these people say are what some people create as their own standard, right? So that is why whenever people are in the presence of a mic, whenever people have the opportunity to always speak, like this table that we're on right now, the definitions that we give are what sets standards for some other people to say that, okay, now this is how I am going to be living my life. So for another person who Etinosa is their mentor or their role model, of course, for them now, most likely marriage is not going to be an achievement. most likely childbirth, raising a child is not going to be an achievement. And of course, they would have to work twice as hard before they will be considered and respected in the society. Now, let me mention something that I do not agree with from what she said, that women has to work twice as hard. What the measure, what a man will work half, women would have to work twice as hard to get the same result. I do not agree with that statement, right? Because I feel like at the end of the day, the work you do and the results you get, you put in the work, you get the results. Whether a man or a woman, you put in the work, you are going to get to the results. But when you come to industry specific, Etinosa is an actress, right? And when you get to industries like that, our words might be true. Because you know that in the entertainment industry, you might have to work twice as hard as what you will do on a very good day. Because of what? You're looking for that spot, you're looking for that role, you're looking to play that character, you're looking for that that movie that would make you viral, you're looking for that opportunity to just break forth into limelight, like we used to say back in the day. I think they still use, they don't really make use of that word again. But you want to break into limelight, like they would say. So for that statement, we could say that that is true for an industry like that, because you will need connection, you will need people. But people working twice as hard should never be because if men don't even put that much effort, they would still get the result anyways. No, it should be more about, I want to work twice as hard so that I can get the results. Because if you work the normal work, you will not get the results. If we all go to work like every other person, we're resuming in the morning, you're going to work, after you're done working, you go to another work, you're just working. It doesn't mean that you will break forth the way you're saying it. So you might have to do, you would always have to go the extra mile. Something that will make you different. And it is until you're able to achieve those things, that is where you can come out and now say that, okay, now I have made an achievement. I have always said it on this table. The definition of success is based on the things that you have told yourself that you want to achieve. And once you have been able to achieve those things, then you can come out to say that, oh, I consider myself as a successful person. So for Etinosa, for example, we can see the things that would make her successful. And the Ashawo statement that she made, the statement about prostitution, about when you see women that are successful, you look at them and say that, oh, she has how do they use
sugar daddy?
A sugar daddy. I think baby mama is for the men, yeah. She has either a sugar daddy
or a sugar boy.
or a sugar boy. She has men that are sponsoring her. It is a very terrible and warped mindset that we have traveled with for a very long time. And whenever what she said is true, especially in our industry, like I'm saying, these things are industry specific, because if you're in that kind of industry and you've made it to an extent, people will tell you that you have probably used your body to get an opportunity somewhere at some seat, which is not right. But it doesn't happen everywhere like that. So at the end of the day, the lens through which people see is based on where they are and where they are coming from. And it is okay that you understand that before you set it as your own standard.
Okay, so the thing is, I want us to see this in another light, because you've brought out the perspective that you are not in agreement with what she has said concerning how she has placed her own success. But don't you think that truly the society never leaves or never gives women the equal rights as well as the kind of rights the men do have in the society? I think that's from the point where she's talking from, saying that, oh, as a lady, as a girl in the first instance, you are a male, you are a female gender in the society. Everybody knows that society does not give the same opportunity entirely 100% to the way they give, to the way the opportunity is being given to the male gender. Now, that is another point where I could understand that statement from, because I didn't really see it at your own point. So it's true that society does not gives equal chance between the male and female, and as well, we can have the female having to strive times two for them to get to that particular achievement. Now, also, the other part that I also don't totally agree with you is concerning the prostitution aspect, where you said, oh, maybe in our industry. Yes, I know that our industry, a lot of things have happened. Even I've heard from the words of Funke Akindele saying so many things about her industry and how she even started, right? But now, let's look at it. If a society does not give an equal chance to a female, now we now have the female gender doing well, not just even in the film industry now, in other industries. It is always like this stereotype mindset that people think that, oh, probably she has something to do with the MD of the organization, or probably she has something to do with the HR, or probably she has something to do with the MD's son. Do you get that? So particularly, it's not really like, oh, it's in the film industry that this thing is happening. We can see it in everywhere. You can see it in different industries. You can see it in different organizations. So I feel from what all she's saying, that's why I said that probably her right choice of words was not the exact way she could have placed our view, our opinion. It's true that the female gender have to work very hard for them to even get noticed in their organization. That is one fact that you all know, that we all have observed over the time. If you're a female in your industry, or let's say your former workplace where you were working, for you to get that particular recognition, let's say from your MD or from your HR or from whoever is heading that particular branch, right? You need to do something out of the ordinary. That's something that somebody amongst your staff, the staff members, have not done for you to get noticed. But if it's for a guy, right, the male gender, it's quite a little bit easy for them to get that notice. And that's why she says that, for her, marriage is not an achievement. Giving birth is not an achievement, which, of course, I do buy into her idea. I don't know what's your own perspective about if marriage truly is an achievement. What do you think about that?
If marriage is truly an achievement
for you,
is okay. I'll just go back to what I said. What is considered as an achievement for me are the things that I told myself that I am going to do. So that is what makes an achievement. So the question now is that, is marriage one of the achievements that I want to achieve in this life? Yes. So it's considered as an achievement for me. So it's considered as an achievement for me. Childbirth, yes, I want to give birth to beautiful, wonderful children. Yes, it's an achievement because they are the things that I have written down for myself. So for her, marriage is not an achievement, and it's okay, it's all right.
Well, now in the society now, because we don't just want to use ourselves individually, do you think marriage is an achievement? Giving birth is an achievement?
Marriage is an achievement.
Why?
Yes.
Why do you feel marriage is an achievement in the society?
Marriage is an achievement. Childbirth, raising people is an achievement. Regardless of whether, let's not forget that at the foundation level, the reason why everybody in the society can come out to say that, okay, I am this person and I have a voice and I want to lend my voice, is because you either came in through this world, either through marriage or childbirth. So for a society to grow, they would need childbirth. I was watching a report I was watching a report, I think, from Korean, and the report was saying that there is a huge decline in the number of children, but you find a lot of elderly people because people do no longer consider that they should get married or they should have children because they have seen that for them, they don't have to. Children, you don't have enough children again in the society. People are not giving birth. In fact, there are married people who do not also consider childbirth as an achievement. And they have already come out to say that we are married, but we don't want to have children. As much as it is okay for each person to define what success should be for them, we should also be able to define what is good for the society that we live in.
A moment, let's read our comment section to see what our viewers are saying. Please, can we have it displayed on the screen? Okay, Triumph.
So let me take the comments.
Okay, you have it there.
Right. Okay. Good morning, ladies. You have a very interesting question concerning the statement from Etinosa. I do not agree to a claim. This is coming from Okpeyemi Okpe Agbe. And to a claim that marriage is not achievement. It is an achievement for both the female and the male gender. People just feel it's not because of the rate of divorce, and I've tried to water down the essence of marriage. It's an achievement because of the level and what it takes to get to that stage of life. So to Okpeyemi Okpeagbe, he is agreeing to the fact that marriage should be considered an achievement, personally and even for the society, right? And, you know, I was mentioning the fact that every society needs procreation, because in the first place, the whole creation, the reason for creation, reproduction, multiplication is to also help the society to grow. So if the society keeps growing out of people, growing out of children, people are no longer giving birth, people are no longer, then after a while, the same place that you should have people, you would eventually no longer have people there. Okay, now, the good thing about that is that it's just that not everybody will decide to take the standard. I don't want to be a part of this no marriage, no childbirth. That is why at the end of the day, in the long run, we'll still see people giving birth. But if everybody in the society comes out to say that no marriage, no childbirth, we can actually tell the number of years that we have left. The number of, I think I can still use maybe a century. That's 100 years. Like, we can see what will happen in that society eventually after a century. I don't even think that they can. Okay, now let me
tell you this, because you are on the side that marriage is an achievement, but
for society.
For society, I totally disagree with that. Now let's look at what marriages have turned out to be in the society. Now, first of all, let's establish the fact that when you say marriage, you have a marriage certificate. It is a legal document, right? A legal document that can be broken at any time. That's one. Two, looking at marriage in the society, observing it, we've seen a lot of people going into various types of marriages. Why? Because probably they are under duress, or they've been forced by their parent that, oh, you're already growing older, so you just need to get married, right? So those kind of people, I don't think that they'll see marriage as an achievement. They just want to get married just to leave that talks or that particular environment where they're always getting heated, that, oh, you need to get married. Why we still have some certain set of people that they go into marriage just because of the money. We see some certain set of people that go into marriage because of the connection they want. So these are the views in the society on how marriage of different kinds of marriages have been seen. And
what about childbirth? You're not talking about childbirth.
We're going to come to that. We want to take it one after the other. Now, we've seen how marriages have turned out to be in the society. So, and if we're saying that marriage is an achievement, something that is an achievement, will you want to lose it? That's a question. If we're standing on the ground that for the society, marriage is an achievement, why do we still have marriages falling apart?
It is an achievement doesn't mean that it is the most glamorous thing.
An achievement is something that you cherish so
yes.
dearly. So
and
why still going for that? Let me give you a shocker. Later?
There are a lot of achievements that people put and say that they want to do beyond marriage now. That eventually those achievements become something that they are like, why did I even why did I include this as something that I want to achieve? There are certain things that I have achieved that I have told myself that I want to achieve. And after I achieve those things, I'm like, Why did I even say I wanted to achieve this thing at this particular
Let
year?
me ask you.
But it's okay.
Let me ask you this. Between marriage and professional milestones, what do you think the society really classifies as a greater achievement?
Between marriage and professional milestone. See, goodness, what society are you talking about? Nigerian society?
Of course, we're in Nigeria.
Marriage and professional milestones.
What do you think the society generally appreciates more, like they glorify?
They both are appreciated.
To what extent?
They both are appreciated. We've talked about it on this platform. In fact, the funny thing, if not that when we recently started talking about, things around relationship and, this table on Thursdays and Fridays, we talk about things related to professional milestones more. What society defines is not just one thing, right? You're talking about marriage.
Yeah, because that is the crux of the matter at this point. So we just need to centralize on that. Yeah.
Marriage, childbirth, being an achievement in the society. When you see marriage, when you find professional qualification, they are all considered as a good thing to be celebrated and to be talked about in the society. Whether one is more or one is not more or is equal level. In fact, let me even shock you. Based on the kind of society that you're in, for example, if you're Yoruba, what is considered more important in your society is different from what Igbos considers as qualification. It is different in the North. In the North, for example, there is nothing like professional qualification. As a woman gets married, maybe at the age of 12 or at the age of 11, then if you get to some other parts of the nation, you discover that, okay, the professional qualification is okay. Now, when you talk about professional qualification, goodness, don't also forget that in the society that we live in,
professional milestones. So it's
professional milestones.
Qualification. It could be attaining to a particular position in your career.
Yes. Don't let me lose my train of thoughts. So, that this society that we are in right now, that generally it was until recently that education was becoming something that is more accessible for a wider range of people. That society, people are beginning to see, for example, your great-grandma might have not gone to school.
They went to school. So that's
your own great-grandma. My own great-grandma did not go to
access to education. From time immemorial,
goodness, wait. From the time let me land now.
Hold on. Let me clarify that.
Let me land.
From the time before we even got our independence, we already have access to education. But it was only open to basically the educated elite.
Of course. So and it is your great-grandma is part of educational elite.
On this table that there was no education. There was
I said it was not accessible to all.
Okay, go on.
It wasn't accessible to all. And the mindset of the society was not professional qualification because they did not even see the essence to it.
Are you sure?
Generally. I'm talking about generally now. Society did not see essence to all this professional qualification that we are talking about. You want to rise in career. You want to reach to that point in your career. In fact, that it was until recently that we started having people even coming out to say that there are certain careers that I want to be doing, exposing us to or exposing the society, the mindset of the society to see that, okay, you do not only have to be a doctor, a lawyer, or an accountant to be considered as successful in your career. It is now. But do you know one thing that has been from time in a Nigerian society? Things around marriage is celebrated. In fact, so for some people, for some religion, you do not even have to go to school. Or maybe once you are done with your basic education, primary school, secondary school, go and get married. It is now that, you get to certain families, somebody is going to get education and come out to say that, okay, this is not the only thing that I consider as success. I want to be able to do better. Some of us, we know that there are certain milestones that our parents could not achieve, that we have achieved them even as a young person. Things are changing. And the things that people are going to welcome are based on the things that they have now seen. Mindsets. So when we talk about marriage, professional qualification, this one, that one. For different society, because let's not forget that in Nigeria now, society is even different. The way you have it for a religion is different from another religion. What is believed in a religion is different from another religion. What is believed in a culture is different from another culture. Till now, some cultures, some places don't even, they are not interested in anything called education. Why for some places, of course, they are welcoming professional qualifications, milestones, let's celebrate it. Okay, fine, good, all well and good. But whatever society is celebrating, you can still not take it away from the person, the specific family, because it might be celebrated here and not celebrated there. And then you see it as, okay, this is the standard that I want to place for myself.
Sharif, I just want us to just talk quickly on this before we'll hang it somewhere, right? So concerning the whole of marriage, the whole of children, now, we've seen in the time past that, yes, children might be regarded as something that you need to have, because as at then, we see our parents then, they could give birth to probably 7, 8 children. But we all know what they actually wanted, what they want to use their children for. If you could recollect, right, remember that during our parents' time, during our grandmother's time, they were more into agriculture, farming. And the whole essence of having more children was to have children that could work on their farmland, right? To till the soil, cultivate crops and everything, for them to have something to put on their table.
That's not only the reason. Some of them just enjoy giving birth to plenty children.
No.
But they know that some of them don't even have the money to take care of those people. People just, because that was even the mindset that they believed in, that, okay, it's fine.
Our grandparents then intentionally gave birth to more children so that they can have more helping hands in farmland, and so that they can have more female children that they could merge. I could remember in the olden days that there was nothing like, oh, love. There was nothing like love, that I love this person, that's why I want to get married to this person. It was a connection. Marriage was a contract. Marriage was a connection between one family to the other, because probably this particular family is more famous or more known in the community. So they had to merge together. So there was something that different families are coming together to form a union. It was not based on love. It was not based on genuine interest. If we want to bring it back from the old days. And as at then too, they give it to so many children because they needed hands in the farmland. They needed more female children. That was, okay, imagine they were going to collect a lot of bride price. That was the major consciousness of our parents back then, and why they give it to so many children. And that's why we have now that we've seen recent parents, young parents, even Gen Z parents that are trying to farmland. Reduce
all
the
my
number of
plenty
children
grandma
they
children
have.
is not for farmland. They just enjoyed the fact that they could give birth to plenty children. It is now that people are thinking of, okay, I'm not supposed to be taking care of my children, or I'm supposed to be sending them to school, and then you're thinking of the amount of sending. For example, if you give birth to 9 children, it wasn't like that before. My grandma did not give birth to 9 children because she wants to put them in farm.
I know of a story. I know of a particular person, right? A very close friend of mine, that the parent gave birth to 9. Initially, they were 3. Why? Because the father was looking for a male child. Aside the female children, he has already gotten. Hold on. Now, the male child, now he gave birth to only 1. Subsequently, it was twins, girls. He wasn't satisfied. And he has a personal work, a personal job, more like a family job that he do. His own essence of him having to get a male child was to have more male child working in his own place, right? In the family's business, so that they can just move on ahead with things. Because of that, we had this particular family giving birth to about 9 children. My own mom gave birth to 8 children. My own grandmother, you can't even count how many children she gave birth to. So that's why I'm telling you that probably at your own end, it doesn't look that way. But in most people that I've seen, right, back then, they wanted to give birth to children. Either they were looking for a male children, the kind of mindset that, oh, if you have male children, you're going to how will I call it? It's going to promote the lineage of that particular family. Yes, for continuity of that particular lineage. Now, that's why they try to give birth to so many children, wanting to get plenty or many of male children. We see some families that they are interested in female children. Why? Because they want to collect a lot of bride price. They want to have connections with big families that are well known. And that is why this lady has come out, her sister has come out to say that. Of what essence is it? When in society, you still see marriage. Yes, you sworn an oath. To what they used to say at the end when they want to get married. Do or die. For better, for worse.
This goodness is not serious. She said,
in the long run, you still see them back in the court signing what? Divorce paper.
But there are still people that they will not go back to court with divorce paper.
We still see some people going into marriage because of the money they want to get, because of the connection they want to get. So how can we classify that as an achievement?
That's for the person that entered, for somebody that enters the marriage for money and she got the money or he got the money.
So it's an achievement.
If that is what they term as achievement, no problem.
Wait, between the money and the marriage she's into, what do you think is an achievement for her? It's the money, not the marriage.
But she says she's entering the marriage for achievements. And what she considers as achievement is that getting money in the marriage. I'm saying that we cannot say that because one person considered it as not an achievement, and then every other person should also not consider it as an achievement. Just as we have the bad, we also have the good. Just like we have the worst, we have the best. So everybody should define what they want. At the end of the day, society will always be outside. You are the one inside to decide what you want for yourself. So what you define as success is based on the things that you want, that you consider as an achievement. If you do not consider it as an achievement, then no problem. Whatever it is that you've considered as an achievement, please follow through. But because of the balance of the society, that's why you see some people call it an achievement, some people don't call it an achievement. So the lapses of those that have not called it an achievement and the lapses of those that have called it an achievement, everybody will come together at the end of the day to make a very beautiful society. Shalom.
All right. So this is where we're going to hang this particular conversation, and we'll take a breather and return with another interesting but annoying story. Stick with us.
Did you know that when you subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, you help us reach many people? Please be part of our growth. My name is Oluchi Omenka, one of your anchors on Ray's Breakfast.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for speaking with us to this moment. And of course, we are going to another segment where we have a very interesting conversation that really matters in the society, and I want us to watch this particular video.
Video now. Mwa choko be. Mwa choko be and je video ya be.
So this incident happened in Abia State, where a simple disagreement over laundry recently turned into a terrifying fight for survival. A home is supposed to be a safe shelter for a child. A relative is supposed to protect the child, and the society as well needs to protect the child. But at this point, we have even the neighbors trying to do what they used to call a video, to make a video when this incident was happening. And this is so alarming. This is a young girl. I don't even think she's yet in the senior secondary school, probably junior secondary school or so. And there is a disagreement with her aunt concerning laundry. And the next thing, this particular aunt brought out a knife to threaten this girl. I don't know what kind of society is this where a young girl that needs to be nurtured, that needs to be taught in the right way, not in fear, right, but in love, to be shown love, to be brought in love, to be taught in love. This is the kind of girl we are saying where our aunt, our own relative person, not this is not even an outsider that we can say, oh, probably maybe she's not related to the person. That is why we are having this incident happening. This is our aunt, our relative. Just on laundry matter, disagreements, we ended up having this for survival. You see how she was trying to scuffle with the aunt, and even the aunt was using the knife to eat her neck. What kind of, I don't know, what kind of upbringing is that? Is that really the proper way of we training our children? I know that, yes, we have this mindset that spare the rod and spoil the child, but this is not how to discipline a child, even though she has done any wrong. Try on.
You know, when I saw the video, I'm like,
it's so scary.
This is the height of being cruel. This is the height of when you say something is appalling. This is when you say something is unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
This is what you call it. Whenever I talk to my mom or other mothers and they say things like, I cannot allow my child to live in another person's house. And then you're wondering that, why would you not want your child to live in another person's house, even if it is my family member?
The way they treat
because of the way they will be treated. Why do people maltreat children that do not directly belong to them? For the same crime that you will never treat your own child in that manner. We have seen this over time. In fact, goodness, I promise you that it's just because this was recorded. These are some of the experiences that a lot of people are having in their home presently. Because what? Because of what? Because they have decided to go and live with their auntie. Thank God for my mom. Thank God because, you know, I have a present mom. It's never happened that I had to go and stay with someone. But I remember that there was one time that I went to stay with my auntie for 3 months. By the way, my auntie did not maltreat me. But staying there, I appreciated my mom better. Because my mom that I was always saying that, are you sure it's this woman that birthed me? Going to another person's house, I am 100% sure that it was my mother that birthed me. So you can see that live. Why is it that we don't treat people the way we treat our own children? Let me give you another very close example. My niece, no, my cousin now. So for my mom, that's going to be our niece. My cousin stayed with us for for years. My little cousin. She stayed with us for years. And she's a very stubborn girl. Ah, God. Some children I know that some children can be very frustrating, and I can understand. Well, nothing excuse that behavior. I'm just saying that for some other families now. I'm not even talking about this particular one. And sometimes, when my mom gets angry, the way my mom will beat her. Of course, my mom has beaten me, worse than the way she has beaten her. But the way my mom was, I did not like it. I was always getting angry. I said, don't beat this girl. But the girl that I'm even fighting for is not even fighting for herself. Because it's that same thing that she's going to do after time. If I cannot stand seeing my cousin, my sister, being beaten by my own mother, why do people treat another person's child anyhow? Especially when you say that this person is your family. A niece, a nephew, cousins, in the same house that your children are. They are the ones that will be in the kitchen from morning till night. They are the ones that will wake up as early as 5 a.m., as early as 4 a.m. to take good care of your children. They are the ones that they are going to ensure that nothing happens to your child. They will take your children to school, whether child or children, depending on the number that you have. They are going to take them to school, return them back home, feed them, take care of them. If they are small, they will change their diapers. And the least that we can give to these people is to treat them well. There's something that I usually say. I say this a lot. I said, even if you don't look forward to anywhere, the least place that somebody should ever not look forward to go to is your home. Somewhere that you've considered as, this is my home. It should never, for no reason, it should not be somewhere that you should dread going to. Return them back. If you cannot take care of them, return them back to your families. But fingers are not equal. Because I am sure that in the first place, it was not an 100% desire, or just because the mother of this particular 12-year-old girl that we're talking about, it was not just because her mother was feeling good. I am sure, at least 98% sure, that it was not just because she was feeling good. She decided that, okay, go and stay with your auntie. Most likely, maybe they are not well to do. They could not take care of themselves, or they needed that time for different reasons. Maybe the mother and the father is not together. Thousands of different family stories that you will hear every time. It should never justify why a home is not somewhere that somebody will look forward to. Of course, spare the rod, spoil the child. If that is what you have decided to do, it is rod that we spoke about. Since when have we started handling knives? Knives, oh!
Knife has a tool to discipline a 12-year-old girl. I was even wondering what was in her mind for her to have even picked up that particular
I'm sure she would say that she was just threatening her, that she was not going to use it.
Because that was so close. Imagine using a knife, sharpened, using it to beat someone's neck. That's like the person even carrying out that act is insane. That's just the truth. And I'm even so grateful that she has even been arrested for attempted murder, because that's an attempted murder.
When I saw that report that's arrested for attempted murder, I love it. I like that I did not say assault or something. Attempted murder, and let her serve her time in jail.
It's so terrible. And even I don't know if that was the husband that came out or the brother. You came out at the point when she had gone through a lot of psychological, emotional trauma already. I wonder why we relatives. Now let's come to how relatives should treat their children. I'm going to give our flowers to this particular person. This was her name. This real worry picking. That first girl, right? That is always with her. I could remember at some point when she came as an helpmate. But you can never find out right now. I think she has even adopted the girl.
Even still talking about family.
Look at the love. I'm just using this as a yesterday.
Goodness, we're even talking about family,
right?
The assault that happens with family. What about people that they go and get house help?
That's what I'm saying. That this person is not even in any way related to her. But look at the way she has brought up this girl, taking her as her own daughter personally. Is it education? Look at her. No, you can't even find the difference among herself, that particular girl and her own children. But here we have somebody in Abia State. I don't know if it's anything that have to do with tribe now, because I don't even want to believe that. I was going through the comment section and I was seeing funny things about tribe. That's how some tribe usually treat their sisters or their niece or their nephew. I was like, how? They are human beings, for crying out loud. They are not animals. It is animal. Of course, it is a goat or a ram. You put a knife to the neck. Why a human? What was even the cruise of the matter? Laundry. What is there in laundry that you want to carry out that kind of act towards her? It's so terrible.
Let's look at Osa sent a comment.
Okay, let's read that.
R5J says, good morning, ladies. Good morning to you. That video, they vex me. It's so sad for some people. One of our biggest curse is family. Goodness, see, whenever we go back and forth with different issues, because at the base of everything that we talk about on this table is to fix certain issues. We discover that we have people problem. And our people problem is even greater than the government's problem that we have. And these things start from when you cannot tolerate your neighbor. People cannot tolerate their neighbor. People can't tolerate their friends. People can't have another person close to them. They say things like, me, I don't want to. This one, that one. Do you know that some of these people are people that the task that you're given are tasks that you can't even do yourself? You can't do them yourself.
But you give them to do.
But you give them to do, and then after you give them to do, and they don't get it done,
you beat them for
you
it.
beat them.
Or you punish
okay, fine.
them.
After they don't get it done, you now assault them. For please, how much is the food? What's the worth of the food that you're going to give me to eat?
Their life.
What's the worth? What is on your food? How did you prepare your food? That because you are feeding me and then you're housing me. And some of these people stay in these places because they feel like they are indebted to these people. What exactly should be the state or the point, the peak of saying that I am indebted to someone, to think that you want to keep staying, you want to keep... Do you know that some people are even of age? But they can't live because they feel like this is the woman that helped me when my life was this, when my life was that.
They have also been brainwashed.
And some of them have been brainwashed. They feel like, okay, this is how we keep living. Let me give... When I was in Akure, whenever I go to my friend's place, that's my friend that I called on this table, whenever I go to a place, the people living downstairs, that's on the first floor, there is a boy. She's a grandma, she has her children. She has children in diaspora. Then she has her own children, then her grandchildren. So from time to time, you have different people coming to the house. Then they have one family member that is living with them. I'm trying to remember. Now, it's not even... most times you see females. This one is a boy. I thought it was a boy until I heard that this boy is over 25. And he has been living there for every opportunity that this boy gets to run away from that house. He cannot. He will work from... You see that thing they call dusk till dawn? He works from dusk till dawn. He will be the first to wake, the last to eat, the first to work, the one to wash the plate, to take care of the house, where there are other children, grandchildren. There was a time that I and my friend, I thought that, okay, he has finally been delivered. And then they said I ran away. So I felt like he has been delivered. When you hear that somebody ran away from somewhere, you're supposed to feel like,
freedom.
Freedom, oh. Goodness. Month after, this boy came back.
That's what I'm saying, that his suffering has only just begun.
He came back. Why are you here? I'm even trying to remember his name now. Why did you come back inside this house? And then they will stay there. You are not going to school. They did not put him in school. They did not put him to learn a skill. but you know how to raise your own children to be educated, to have different skill, to even raise them to travel abroad. But another extra child can't even get access to some of these things.
No,
if you cannot take care of people, don't house them.
True. I want us to just see this here. What can you say concerning parent now? Let's say this particular girl, this 12 years old girl. What can you say to her parents, or what can you say to people that are in such situation? What should their parents do about this, where they have nothing to really offer their children? So the best thing they could do is just to attach their particular, probably this child, go and stay with this your aunt, this particular child, go and stay with this your dad's brother. What can you say about that? How should we really handle this situation from reoccurring, of us seeing this? Or what better way can the parents handle this?
There's a conversation that we are not ready to have in our today's society, and is the essence of having a balanced home. You know, we often project, get married, start the family. It's not yet balanced. It's not yet good.
Even though it's not
you will
rosy,
get it along the line.
You marry, it will be rosy.
It will be rosy. It will be balanced. And then, the economy we eat, as at the point where you get married. One thing I always tell myself is that why did it get to my turn to be an adult? Everywhere is like this. That we are not ready to have is the essence of having, number one, being educated. Number two, being stable. Being educated, being stable. And under this stability, there is mental stability. There is financial stability. For some people, and now for the second one that I mentioned, mental stability, knowledge. Some people can't even raise their own children themselves. Some people cannot raise their own children themselves. We have seen it over time that their children are actually better off without the parents in another person. So before people get married and then they come together and say that, okay, we want to raise a child, these are the things that they need to ask the questions and get answers to these questions. If not, we are going to be sitting on a long thing. We are going to be sitting on a long thing. Because these things will not end. It will not get to the point where you cannot find a solution to it. That is why people are now going to think that let us resort to putting this child in a family's place. For some people, it's maybe school. Okay, go and school. Once you're done with your schooling, come back home after the 6 years.
And this even makes me to remember this Ochanya's case, if you could recollect, where our parents had to leave her to go and stay with, I think it's our aunts too as
hundreds,
well.
Hundreds of thousands of families.
Several situations that we've seen. So all these things keeps reoccurring in the society, and it's high time that we really need to take our seats properly, and let's adjust what needs to be adjusted. Because I've seen and we've heard so many times resurfacing on the news where we have issues of child abuse in the society. A child leaving his parents' house, leaving her parents' house, to stay with this particular aunt or this dad's brother, just for them to be able to make a good living from their life. But it turned out that they are turned to probably an helpmeet, or they are experiencing one abuse or the other. It could be even sexual abuse. It could be emotional abuse, causing emotional trauma. This is a whole lot. I just want to put it out there that as a parent, you're whether an aunt, dad's brother, sister, mother, father, if you know really you can't groom a child, you can't train a child properly, judiciously, with a good heart and good intent, please don't even in the first place accept the person. Or try, what do you say? Don't accept the person. If you know you can't, don't. If it's only your children you want to face your children
conveniently.
Don't accept and say, okay, don't worry, my sister, I will take care of your daughter, I will take care of your child, of your son. and you bring them to your own household and you start maltreating them. That's unfair. Totally. Not just even unfair to the particular child, but even to the child's parents. It's so bad and terrible.
These people work for you. They work.
Funny thing is that if
work.
that particular job they're even doing outside, they will even get paid for it.
You will be paid. If you take your clothes to laundry, will you not pay for it?
You can't take care of them. You can't give them education, which is even the least. You can't even feed them. I know, a lot of things have just been resurfacing on my mind, where there was even a certain situation where I was staying previously while I was growing up. There was this particular helpmeet that the parents, she left the village to come stay with this particular family in Lagos. The fact that you allow that girl sleeping in the kitchen is so terrible. This girl sleeps in the kitchen. That is where she dresses. That is where her uniform is. And I'm wondering what happened to the apartment in the room. We'll start saying that bad. The way the white or the comparison, the segregation is too much. We ourselves, even within ourselves, we discriminate between ourselves. We discriminate. What's the difference between a 12-year-old child and you yourself? What's the difference?
Goodness. If you cannot receive a child, keep them in their house.
That's just the truth.
And for parents,
don't even take them in the first place.
For parents, you see that thing that my mom used to say, I cannot keep my child in another person's house. It is very true. Now I understand why.
You can't really blame some parents making...
That's what I'm saying, that if you can take care of your child, that's why I mentioned that. If you can take care of your child or your children, some people will put all their 3 children in different places. Please take care of themselves yourself. And for the people that are receiving them, if you cannot take care of them, don't accept them. If you cannot raise them like your own,
don't even take them
as your own.
You can't take them and start treating them like
don't take them
or as if they don't even have a life, or what you just treat their life as something that is very flimsy, that is of no value to you.
And for those that are still doing it, that they've not caught you, they will still catch you.
Amen. That's
very soon.
Case. So this is just my final advice to everyone. Parents, so please be careful of whom you send your child to, either your daughter or your son to for them to probably just go there to go and make ends meet, or to just go to get education. You have to be careful, because a lot of things have been happening even on the social media in the society. And if you want better things for your child, the best advice is to let them be in your house and train them in whatever means you can train them. After all, there are presidents who have already told us that you can go into small businesses and fend for yourself. So you have to learn how to survive. And for words out there for aunts and brothers, please be careful and mindful of how you treat people. Treat them as humans. See you tomorrow, same time. And thank you for staying with us till this moment.